Welcome back to On Her Mark, the WNBA season preview, and the time has come for us to talk prediction.
Everyone's favorite part of the show, and honestly, you will hear ours at the end, but we need to bring in an expert, Arielle Chambers from HighlightHER, who is really a trailblazer. You need your flowers, girl, but thank you for joining us.
I'll receive it. Thank you, Boo.
There's been a lot going on in the offseason. Preseason games have started. What are you looking forward to this season?
You know, it could be the WNBA Canada game in Toronto. It could be the 40 games that they're going to play instead of a 32-game situation. It could be the return of BG. But honestly, we have all this talk about the resurgence of super teams. I'm looking at the sleeper teams. Like, how are they going to hold it down? All this movement that we saw in the preseason and during free agency, like you mentioned earlier in the show, it's gonna make for some good TV, some good entertainment, and some good, sports.
Do you have a favorite sleeper right now?
Oh yeah, and it's funny because my favorite sleeper, I would argue, is number 3 in the rankings. My favorite sleeper team is the Washington Mystics, and I know I'm jumping here, but as for predictions, I predict that they're going to win the championship this year.
Hey, I like this.
Oh.
It's spicy. It's not the cliche super teams we've been talking about. All right.
I'm here for that. All right. Who are they playing against in the finals, Ari?
I don't know. But
You said they winning no matter what.
I do know that the super teams that we anticipate are going to do well. Adding Candace Parker to the Aces helps with the spacing, and their offensive prowess is going to be great. And then you add in Alicia Clark, and her defense is just unreal. They're so good. They're going to be such a good, well-rounded team. But then you have the New York Liberty, who Joe and Claire Asai have made it very, very clear that they want to put the proper investment. And with them paired with Sandy Brandella, and they were able to get all the pieces that they wanted in the offseason, they have a good run too. But you have a Washington Mystics team that is returning much of their 2019 championship team with a healthy Elena Delle Donne. That's right, a healthy Elena Delle Donne. And
That's it.
Natasha Cloud told us during media day that when they won the 2019 championship, they were focused on defense, right? They were a defensive-minded team, and guess what they're doing this year? Focusing on defense. So there's so many elements to the Washington Mystics that I'm on the lookout for, because they are one of those that has the chip on their shoulder. Nobody's anticipating them or expecting them to beat New York Liberty or the Las Vegas Aces in this battle of the super teams. But you have Elena Delle Donne, you have Shakira Austin, Ariel Atkins, who's an Olympian, and people don't realize that for some odd reason. Natasha Cloud, Maisha is not a rookie anymore. There's so many elements to their team that is just so solid that we cannot overlook.
It took just that for me to change my pick already because of you, Ari.
You're already changing it?
I know. Ari convinced me. I'm sold. I was going to take the New York Liberty. Obviously the bias because I'm a Jersey girl. And Breonna Stewart, John Quell. Like, the combos were, you know what? You got me. You got me, Ari.
Christy Tolliver back from LA too. And we saw what happened. And I'm sorry, I'm still scarred because I used to be on Torch Patrol, the cheerleading squad for the Liberty. And I remember Christy Tolliver going into Madison Square Garden and lighting it up 31 points that day and just knocked them out of the playoff contention. But you have Christy, which her role is going to be just shooting. They don't expect much across the floor, but she plays her role really well, and that basketball IQ carries over. And so Natasha has that help on leadership, with directing her team. So I am very big on the Mystics this year. Very big.
All right.
You heard it here first, people. Make sure you follow Ari on the super.
I love to talk about the
super teams. Make it fun, but it's always the sleepers that you have to keep your eye on. That's why they're called sleepers. Ari at HighlightHER. She's the brains behind that operation. Of course, Ari Chambers. You can find her online as well. Thank you so much for contributing and all that you do for the W.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great.